Everyone, hi. Bruce Mufson, Lcsw, coming with another video breakdown from SUNRIDGE, Nevada. Today's video is on peer pressure, and we've gotten a ton of comments about this. So we'll make today's video to understand what is peer pressure, how does it affect you, and how can you deal with it in a positive and not a negative way. Here we go. All right. First of all, let's clarify something. Peer pressure is normal, all right? You're going to have it as you grow up, and particularly as it affects you as a teenager. People want to fit in. This is not a shock. When I was a teenager about 4,000 years ago, I wanted to fit in. I wanted to have certain kinds of clothes, drive a cool car, be with the cooler friends, be with the athletes. Normal, normal, normal. So it's normal to feel you want to be part of a group. The question is, what kind of group do you want to be in? Is it going to be a positive group or is it going to be a negative group? Okay. But the most important thing of all, and it's the hardest thing for teenagers to learn, is to simply be yourself, okay? Even if it means being different than your peers. Meaning, if it's not going to be positive for you, you have to learn how to break away. All right, you might want to see what your kids in your class are wearing, wear something like that. That has been on since the first toga. Where people have always wanted to be like everyone else. Oh, he's wearing it this way, she's wearing it that way. I want to fit in, I want to look like everybody else, because it's scary to be opposite, scary to be alone. This is totally normal, totally understandable. Don't feel bad about that. Now, here's the point. Peers can influence you in good ways, and it can influence you in bad ways. Common sense. So if you're with guys, let's say on the swimming team, and these guys are trying to work on personal records, personal best, then you're going to put more time in the pool to be like them. That's positive. That's a good thing. You're with a group of guys and girls that want to get scholarships to study advanced engineering. So you're taking math classes. Boom, you're putting time in with the calculus. That's a good thing. It's going to make you sharper. You're going to be lifted with the tide. All good. Then there's the negative stuff, though. Join a gang. Get involved with sexual situations you're probably not really comfortable with. Get into cyberbullying. You get the idea. Negative stuff that's not going to help you. And you got to decide early in life where you're going to slide with and who you're going to hang with as you get older. Okay. Now, first thing is this. Think about it ahead of time. Before it doesn't make sense. Think about it ahead of time so you have a plan. So think, if you're being in a situation that's going to be negative, how are you going to handle it? Do some recon. Think about it. Think about the people that you're getting involved with. How can you get yourself out of that situation? That's fine. Now, how to say no to peer pressure. That's really what I want to focus on for the people that watch our channel. Is know what's right. Here's my rule of thumb. Use your mom rule. If your mom saw you doing something, would she be proud of you? Would she be disappointed in you? So if you're doing something like you're studying the extra math classes, you're putting time in the weight room, you're helping a kid with his homework to get better grades, like a peer tutor, she's going to be proud of you. There's going to be something negative. She's going to look at you and say, that's not what I want my son or daughter to be involved in. That's your litmus test. Would my mom be proud of me or would she be disappointed in me? That's what I try to do in my own life, and it's helpful that way. Have a friend who will stand with you. When I say a friend, not the fake friends where your social media friends that say they like you, could care less about you. A real friend. I've discussed this before. If you have a real friend, a true friend, you are incredibly wealthy. If you have two real friends, you are richer than the richest person in the world. Because to have a real friend that will stand by you is very unlikely. Find those people and bring them close to you. It makes it a lot easier when you have someone to share things with and you're not alone. Okay. Choose good friends, common sense, again, be around success. When they're doing well, you do well. I've had guys tell me, I followed this guy, he got a D1 scholarship, I got a D3, but without him, I wouldn't have gotten the D3. He was meant for D1. Hey, he's bigger, faster, stronger, great. But I was able to extend my college football career by at least playing. I played, and I did that because I followed this guy, and he influenced me in positive behaviors. So think about it from that perspective. Also do this. Help a friend. Help other people out. When you do that, you begin to get allies. My son did this. One of my kids did this with the school he went to. And he learned how to be nice to people that, in a sense, were influencers in the school. Because he helped these people out with academics, they looked out for him. You create a synergy of positivity. So you don't have to worry about this stuff because now you have people looking out for you, helping you out, protecting you. So help other people out. It's huge. Okay, get advice from an adult. Learn how to talk to the people around you. This is a big thing for parents that are listening to this with their kids. Have open communication with your children. So many times I get this story is, from the parent, I had no idea what was going on. How do you have no idea what's going on unless you ask your kid? Be involved with your kid. Don't be a zero. Don't be absent. We talked about this so much, particularly you fathers out there. Be involved with your kids. Talk to them. Spend time with them. Take a walk with them. Take them out to get something to eat. What's going on in your life, the good and the bad. If you have someone you can share things with, you get a different perspective and you learn how to do things differently. Surround yourself, when you go back to surround yourself with good people, my agent / producer has given me hundreds of tips that made sense and I would never have come up with because I'm open to listening and open to communication. It helps you with, learning how to see things in a different light. So be able to do that. Okay, next. Here's another factor. Have a secret way to communicate with parents. Whenever I do talking in front of audiences that involve adolescents, all right, what is the most common thing that kids have today welded to their palm? It's their phone. Okay. Use the phone effectively. Let's say you're afraid to say something openly to somebody, like, I had a bad experience, someone's bullying me, I'm being pressured sexually, someone wants me to take drugs, do some, self-destructive actions. Here's what I say to them. Shoot a text, do the XX. XX means I need to talk to you, please get back to me. It takes away all the onus of having to make open communication, but it forces the other person to realize, hey, this is serious, I gotta be active. Do the XX at the beginning of a text message. The text message itself can mean absolutely nothing, but the fact that you did the XX means there's a problem, I need your help, get back to me. Okay. Give an excuse when you're dealing with, negative stuff and being hit with, you got to join about that peer pressure. Great story. They did a study of 20,000 kids, white, black, brown, yellow, inner city, suburbia, rural, country, whatever. Here's what they found out. The example was you're standing on a street corner, 3 guys drive up, the guy rolls down the window and says, hey, how's it going, Bruce? Hey, how you doing? Hey, we just stole this car. Get in the car. We're going to go for a joyride. The average kid will say, I don't want to get into the car because I could see it's only going to lead to bad things. So what did the kid would say? They look for that excuse. Man, I'd love to go with you, but if I got into that car, my dad would kill me. And you guys know my father. He's old school. And then the other 3 kids look at each other and go like, yeah, I know your father. He'd beat you up. He'd kill you, man. He'd mess you around. He's not going to play. We're out of here. Got to go. Zoop. And that kid will say, I was able to blame someone else to say that they would rip me a new one. Use an excuse. Don't put yourself in that situation where, it's going to mess you up. You could say this, oh man, I can't. My coach would kill me if they found me in there. This would break my mother's heart. I can't do this to my mom. She's a single mom. You guys know her. Blame someone else if you have to get away from something negative. There's nothing wrong with that. And what's so eerie about the study was it didn't matter what the ethnicity, what the religion, what the color of the individual was. They all said the same thing. I wanted someone to be able to blame so I could walk away from the situation and not feel like I was looking like an idiot. But you want to say something, you get like, you get tongue-tied. You don't want to do that. So that's the thing about that peer pressure is learning how to say no, but in a way that's going to be effective for you. Okay, another thing also I want you to think about. Okay, the 2 things I get with teenagers is that peer pressure is the sexual stuff and I get the drug and alcohol stuff. Here's the thing, boys and girls and girls and girls, never let yourself be manipulated to do something that you don't want to do. the girls, it's always about those sending those pictures. Do not send anything over the net that's going to come back to bite you. If someone pressures you for the photos, topless, fully naked, posing, why would they do that? That's not in your best interest. Use these examples to say, let me get some feedback from other people and get back to that person. Why don't you send me naked pictures? Watch how quickly they drop off. Never put yourself in a self-negative or self-destructive situation. And I've seen so many examples of girls that were destroyed socially, that tried to commit suicide, that had eating disorders, that wound up in a psychiatric hospital, that got very, very depressed because they send and it destroyed their life. Had to go to a different school, move out to a different state. You never want to do anything online that's going to be self-destructive. Also, when it comes to the drug usage, oh, I want to fit in, I want to fit in. How many kids, I just saw the statistics today, 107,000 overdose deaths in the United States last year, all-time record. I never thought that number could be that high. 107,000 people committed suicide last year, and drug overdoses are like number one literally with a bullet. And so many kids today, oh, I'm going to take a pill. Oh, it's just, it's just an ADHD medication. Yeah, it had fentanyl in it. It had carfentanil in it. It had Oxycontin. Oh, I just want to take some, uppers and downers, whatever the pill is, and they died of an overdose. They didn't know what they were taking. They wanted to fit in, peer pressure. Come on, it's a pill party. Take a pill, take a pill. Have no idea what they were taking. And they died. Why? Because some idiot's forcing you? Learn to say no when it comes to taking anything that's offered to you, which is going to be laced with something else you have no idea, and never get yourself caught up with anything to do sexually. Those are the two big ones. It will haunt you for the rest of your life, and you don't need to do that. So in conclusion, what I want to clarify is this. Think about what I said. Look at these examples. Get the XX. Talk to an adult. Have a support system. Don't ever be manipulated. And if your spidey sense, and I use that expression a lot in counseling, if your spidey sense starts to tingle, that means something is wrong. Don't do it. Here again, guys, I wish I listened to my spidey sense a lot of times growing up. My life would have been a lot better. That's it from here. Another video from Bruce Mufson, Lcsw, Sunridge, Nevada.